do what I do.
10 steps ahead of you. Being black in.
Well, you need to work harder then, sir. Okay? It doesn't matter if they're 10 steps ahead of you or 20. You just need to work harder. That's what you need. Work harder. Okay? Stay focused. All right? And don't be lazy. Okay?
The system is tough. You see, African Americans and Africans, we're all the same. Let us not be distracted.
We all the same. We all didn't know that. I thought we were conscious and y'all had your tribes and whatnot.
We are all the same. The only difference is that one is living in America, the other one is coming from Africa. Let's support each other's business. If you see your brother trying to make it.
No, we're not the same. Because we have dealt with a lot. We have dealt with things that most people will never be able to deal with as a group. We're talking about levels of trauma, impacted generational trauma that you could not even fathom, and you definitely would not understand in a short 8-year time period, sir. Okay, you definitely won't get it that soon. All right, I just need you to understand that. But all this fessing, I find it amazing. Go ahead and keep on confessing. Let's hear what you say again.
That one is coming from Africa. Let's support each other's business. If you see your brother trying to make ends meet, support his business. You get to the point now. Peace and love.
Peace and love. All right. Peace and love. Peace and love. And of course, they're not the only ones confessing and whatnot. You know that. But here's the thing. I want y'all to listen to this. And we're going to talk about Listen to this. Now, see, here's what's going to happen next. They're going to start saying stuff like, well, we're your brothers and we tried to get along with you and everything. And why aren't y'all aligning yourself with Mother Africa and all his children? We're your mothers. We come. Listen to this. Shout out to Cody Marshall.
I have 6 children and still end up in a nursing home.
I am so glad you asked. So for context, I'm essentially a butler for elderly people. And something I've noticed in the years of doing this is there are some parents whose kids visit them often and some whose kids never visit them ever. And the reason is because they're shitty people. The older generation.
What'd he say? There are some parents who get visited by their children and treated well by their children, and some parents who don't.
Are some of the meanest and nastiest people
And the reason is because some of these parents are the meanest and nastiest people to their children
I've ever had the displeasure of working with. But the ones whose kids visit often, those are usually the sweet ones. The parents who are loving and kind. And
the parents who the children visit.
And what's ironic is the mean, hateful, angry elderly ones whose kids never visit them, they are just baffled as to why their kids don't visit. They just can't seem to comprehend why their kids wouldn't want to be around them.
So, somebody type Mother Africa in the chat room.
Because to them, they can't even fathom the possibility that they are shitty people.
Somebody type Mother Africa in the chat room. Somebody type FBA in the chat room.
It must be something that's wrong with their children.
Must be. They're lazy. Somebody type lazy, ungrateful, disrespectful. They don't know their heritage. Must be something wrong with the kids, right?
Not them. So, if you find...
There's nothing wrong with how Mother Africa treated its foundational Black American children that it sold to these European slavers for a drumhead full of liquor and tobacco. No, couldn't be that.
Find yourself at the end of your life and your kids want nothing to do with you.
Now, of course, back in 1983, they sent 1,000 boats to all the docks along the East Coast to send us back home. Did y'all hear about that during Black History Month? In 1983, they had all them boats lined up on the East, and none of us went back. Of course, then they sent some planes right before COVID-19 to take us all back. Mother Africa did that for us, right? Yeah.
Chances are you're a shitty person and you were a shitty parent, and that's why they don't talk to you.
And that's why we are where we are. I'm just saying now. Let me go ahead and get this barbecue grill ready and heat it up, baby. Let's go on ahead and barbecue a little bit. So, that being the case, family and friends, for decades, if not, at least decades, at least down there, half a century, since these first new wave of Africans start coming to the United States of America back in 1965. I'll talk about that, the 1965 immigration law. It lifted a ban on immigration from countries where people of color, where Africans, Asians, and Latinos were coming from. Okay? That would be African continent, South America, Central America, Asia. Since then, we've been trying to help our brothers and sisters from the motherland understand the special situation that Black Americans are in. Shout out to Larry P. Unfortunately, they don't identify as Black first, and we know that. They identify with their own country first. They identify with their tribe. They identify when they come here as immigrants. Their identity structure is not built on Black unity, whereas FBA is a foundation of Black Americans because they're a relatively small number of us. We identify as Black primarily. Okay, it's not based on what state you from. It's not based on whether you grew up in the hood or whether you grew up in the country. Shout out to all my country people. Doesn't matter what region you from, East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. It's always been about Black first, or primarily Black. That's it. That's what we identify. Light skin, dark skin, don't matter. When push comes to shove, we all Black. Rich, poor, we all Black. You understand me? It's what brings us together. Our race that's been foisted upon us. And that's something that will not change. Not as long as we're dealing with this and we have this threat of imminent violence. We have to identify as race first. Now, for years, Black Americans have tried to explain this to Africans who wanted to try to survive in this country. And they would, we wanted them on the same page as us. But instead, and that's what we thought when we fought to get that 1965 Immigration Act passed. But instead of listening, they dismissed us. They called us victims. They said we had a victim mentality. They said white people had been nice to them. And the truth is, white people have been nice to them. They could be easily manipulated in the workplace, made to do things. The foundational Black Americans were like, oh hell no, I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to accept that. Africans had to work hard in those jobs, because if they don't, not only do they get fired, but they also risk the chance of deportation. See, there are visa requirements that force them into submission. As long as they work, they can stay. As long as they stay in school, they can stay. But the minute they step out of line, the minute they don't follow the rules, they're out of here, going back. Okay? And this isn't, I'm not trying to take away from the success of Africans who come here and made something for themselves. We are generally, as African people, whatever continent you on, we are brilliant people. Some of the most amazing people I've ever met have been Africans, Nigerians. Some of my best friends are from the African continent. Love them, brilliant, beautiful people on an individual basis. On a one-on-one basis. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Let's not confuse the group with the individual. Some of you all are Africans right here, and you like, man, I love my foundational Black American brothers. We love you too on an individual basis, but we're talking about governments and groups. That's what we're talking about. Because as a group, you're being targeted to get sent home or sent to Panama.
It's a party going on. Hit the like, 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 hit the like. It's a party going on. We all looking at Dennis. DennisSpurling, hit subscribe, it only take you a minute. Hit the cash app, super chat, be a penny. One is real good, but 20 more will be plenty. Blizzard King pay a visit, big man's my witness. Appreciate the love, that's black men doing business. Stand up, father and brother, loyal is he. Hall of Fame game, he's known as Uncle D. Tell it just like be, representing for we know time is money, you learning and pay a fee. Know it's cold outside, but the podcast hot. Giving you a feeling that these others ain't got. Say it's cold outside, but the podcast hot. Giving you a feeling that these others ain't got. Yeah, know that the blizzard come through. Bundle up for the winter, know this it. Darren Hay watch views. Hit the light, you know that the blizzard come through. Bundle up for the winter, know just hit. Darren Hay watch views. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like.
We still look at all the beautiful music that we've created. That's what's on the inside of us. We are wonderful people.